Okay, good morning, everyone. We'll to get started. I am here just to look after the chat and chair. So if you have any questions as we go through, just please put them in the chat, and I'll try and pick them up. But without further ado, over to Adrian.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, Nick. Yes, colleagues, welcome to this event. Some of you I've met in the past, but also you will probably be aware that we've had a couple of attempts at trying to organise meetings with members in the third sector and activists, which particularly in the London area as such, we've tried to hold it, which hasn't, because of difficulties with time off, has proved to be problematic. So what we've decided to do is in effect to hold these two events. One event is for activist members that we've got in sort of non-recognised workplaces, and we've got a further one coming up here next week with representatives where we've managed to gain recognition, etc. But what we felt would be useful for you in this sort of pretty informal event is to give you a bit more of a taste of about what the community do, along with the general industrial relations stuff that trade unions get involved in. A bit more detail about some of the other areas such as learning, mental health, organising, and equalities, etc. Really in small bite-sized chunks. What we've also got, and will be shared with you at the end, we've got a sort of event feedback form. So there'll be time through this webinar to ask questions, of course there will, but if something then springs to mind later on, or you want further involvement or information, then please fill that in. What we also are keen to do, and as you may be aware, is that the sector within community, the third sector, charitable sector, has been growing considerably, with well over 1,000 members now across many organisations. We've also been successful in the last couple of years of gaining recognition with other charities, International Conciliation Resources, CPRE, etc., which is another real positive step forward. But what we're keen on, and again, some of you may have heard me say this before, is about what do we need to do from a campaigning perspective in the sector? What are the big issues? And again, within the event feedback, we'd like to get your perspective and views on that, because we want to clearly develop our role within the sector. You know, naturally, there's a political element with that in engaging with particularly with the shadow team on this. And really what we want to do finally is hope that you enjoy it. I've got colleagues on the call who will introduce themselves as they come onto their particular piece and what their role is, and then we'll go from there. It might be wise though, probably for everybody, if we could just go around the room. Nick, is that possible, just for people to say who they are, where they're from, really?
Yeah, of course. Should we start with going around with Jen first of all? Can I introduce you?
Hi everybody, I'm Jen Dean. I'm the Head of Qualities at Community. If you've got any questions on equality during this session as well, pop them into the Q&A and I'll pick them up after I go through my bit in a bit. That makes sense.
Brilliant.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much. And Sidra?
Morning everyone, I'm Sidra Nisa. I'm Head of Community Learn. So I look after training and development opportunities for members and community development projects. Like Jen said, any questions, pop them in and I will pick them up. So yeah, looking forward to this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Sidra. Christopher?
Hi everyone, my name's Chris Segal and I'm from Sidra's team, so in Community Learn, so I'm the project coordinator. So I help Sidra out with the different types of CPD training that we have as well. Got different providers available, so as what Jennifer and Sidra said, if you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat.
Great, thanks, Chris. We will have my colleague Katie Allan joining us as well, who's regional organizer in the London office. Yeah, she'll be joining in a little bit. My name's Nick Kane. I'm also a regional organizer. I'm obviously here to facilitate just a couple of bits on that. You know, you might see the feedback form afterwards. That will come from me. You have all been disabled on your chat and muted on your microphone, so if you can't use your microphone or your camera, that's why. So please do use the chat function to chat to any or drop any questions. And if you're happy to, then just let me know, and I will unmute you and you can ask your question in person if you would like to. So yes, welcome everybody. Adrian, anything else?
I just wanted to comment, we've also got Mark Jones on, I believe.
Yes, of course. Mark, actually, I will do you the favour of allowing you to introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, I work with Adrian and the community team, trying to support members in the third sector and also working with Adrian on some of the recognition campaigns.
Brilliant, thank you, Mark.
Lovely. Okay, without further ado, can I hand over to Sidra and Chris from our Community Learn team, just to give a bit of an overview on the areas that they're involved in. As I said, we've set aside sort of 10-15 minutes. It might not take that long, but there's also time for questions as well after. So without further ado, Sidra, over to you.
Morning everyone, it's me again, Sidra. I'll pass it over to Chris first, and he'll talk about Community Learn and the training and development opportunities available to our members, and then I'll talk about in your community work. So over to yourself, Chris. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Cheers, Sidra. So yeah, as I've just said, we've got a lot of different learning opportunities available, and I think I would arguably say that our biggest and our most popular one is mental health first aid. Now, mental health first aid is a ever increasing presence in the workplace, and you know, this is something that you guys as third sector workers can access, because it plays an important part in our other industries such as steel and justice, but it also plays a big role in your workplaces as well. So I did a bit of number crunching recently just to see what type of, you know, well, which areas really that we've done a lot of mental health in. But we've mainly done it in areas such as like steel and justice, as I've just said, but also we've done over 327 people who have now qualified as mental health first aiders, or they completed courses in it, which is, in my opinion, fantastic. And this is something that we want to roll out as well to you guys in the third sector. It's something that plays a huge part, and it plays a massive part in you know, speaking to your members and engaging with them as well. But also in case, you know, someone has got an issue, it's a big role as a union. The workplace issue, mental health, and it will always be something that will be close to our heart at community as well. So mental health first aid is something that is very popular, but we also have as provider known as the Skills Academy as well. They do a lot of CPD training. It is online based, but it's something that, you know, I'm more than happy to help out with. As you can see, Sidra's putting links in the chat as well. I'll do the same as well when Sidra's talking as well, just so that I can catch you all up to speed. But the Skills Academy is very popular. It's good to utilise to have for your careers, but also to just pick up on things that you might not have had in the past as well, like GDPR training or equality and diversity training. I won't speak too much about that because I'm sure Jennifer will pick that up, but also, you know, small mental health courses that will get you involved in it as well. But there's also courses that you can do outside of work as well. So with over 700 courses, I think there is something for everyone on that. We also have a provider called the Skills Network as well. I highly recommend the Skills Network. I did one myself when I was working in the third sector many years back, and it's a GCSE style qualification, and it's all fully funded by, well, wherever you may be based, mainly England and Scotland, but it's something that I can only, you know, speak highly of, because it has different areas that you might need in your roles, like leadership skills or maybe even event management as well. And it's also got neurodiversity training in there as well, so it's something that you might want to pick up in the long term. It is an 8 to 12 week course, so it is, you know, some commitment involved in it, but it is free, and I can only ever speak highly of what they've done for maybe myself and our members as well. And I think that's a good introduction to what we have for now. And I will pop these in the chat as Sidra's talking as well. So any questions, I'll put my email in the chat. But over to you, Sidra.
Thank you, Chris. Yep, I've dropped a few links into the chat box for everyone to get more information about the mental health first aid courses and more, and also the learning offer. I'll talk about the other strand of the community learning department now, and that's called In Your Community. So as a trade union, we are called community, and what we want to do is we want to help people also develop their community. So recently, community have launched a project, and it is actually called In Your Community. So what we believe as a trade union is that everyone, including yourselves, can change the world around yourselves. So we want to help you take greater control of your neighbourhoods, build strong communities to create a real lasting change. So this project, it's all about bringing people together to help find solutions to local important issues. So we want members like yourself to become a pillar of your communities, and we can give you all the support and resources to do that. To do that, we've got 4 goals to help us achieve that. The first one is create. We want people to come forward to create ideas. We, as a trade union, want to create and have already got a set of community champions that enables us to learn from each other, play a part and give back to the community. The second one is collaborating, and that's collaborating with each other or collaborating with Access through our union spaces that can provide a range of facilities for the public and more. The third one is mobilising. So again, getting people involved, breaking down barriers and driving a change. And hopefully all of these 3 goals will lead towards the final one, which is transforming ideologies. So it's helping you understand the power you have as individuals to change your communities. In order to actually drive this project, we have a different range of support mechanisms in place. So, you know, there's far and many. One is, for example, funding for your local projects. That's through direct budgets, but also through the Regional Charity Fund. We can set up community hubs, which myself and Chris have already done, working with the wider regional team up and down the country. Free training and courses available. You also have the opportunity to become a community champion. There is tailored in-house training available to help you to help you understand part of what your community is about, to get a bit more involved. And then you can also be part of our Steven group, which we work with our members, with our teams to shape and organise our work. And there's a whole lot more involved. So if you've got any questions, please do get in touch. We're always looking for ideas about how the union can get involved with the local community. And, you know, no idea is small. It can be, you know, the type of work we do is anything from everything. I will drop in a few links about the new community project. Within that, you will see some short stories, and it gives you an idea of the type of work that we've already done up and down the country. But if you've got an idea that's not very similar, you know, don't let it stop you from contacting us. We're more than happy to explore ideas and hear what you've got to say. If you've got any questions, I'm happy to answer those. But yeah, thank you everyone, and I hope this has been useful to you.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Sidra. Thanks very much indeed, Chris. As you said, you've got the opportunity now. If there are any questions or comments that you wish to feed into what Chris and Sidra have said, then please let us know. Nick, is that fair?
Yeah, there's nothing that's come through yet, but I see that there's some interaction with some of the posts that have been put up, so hopefully that will be of use to people. I did want to just, if I could, add as well, Adrian, about union training that's available to members as well as the offering through union learn. It's a little complicated, perhaps, the use of the two phrases, but if any member here is interested in becoming more active with community, you're also able to access our community education on things like becoming a rep, becoming a learning rep, becoming a qualities rep, which again I'm sure will be picked up in a bit, and all those sorts of things. So again, speak to your regional organisers if you have their contact details. If not, then you can always speak to one of us about getting more involved in that as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, good point you made there, Nick. Yes, not to be forgotten. We have no questions or anything. No.
Well, just give it a second.
Okay.
We have familiar face who's asking a question. Familiar to me anyway. We'll just give him a second to catch up. Yes, Sam was just saying, Sam Williams just saying that he did his stage 1 and he highly recommends it. So good. Glad to know, Sam.
Excellent. Yeah, good to meet you, Sam, as well. Again. Okay, look, if there are no question answers, have we got Kate on the call, Nick, yet?
Not as yet, no.
Okay, shall we move, Jen, do we move to your session, yeah? And then we'll bring Kate in. Because Kate's role, by the way, as a regional organiser, it might well be that some problems or issues have popped up that she had need to deal with quickly. So if it's okay, Jen, did you want to do your piece on the on equalities?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I have a very useless box in front of my screen, which I can't get rid of. So right, I'm going to just share something with you. This is just sort of so I can keep it so that you can see what I'm doing at the same time. Can you see that shared screen yet? Come on, so
Not yet, Jen.
let me know when you can. Doesn't help that all the buttons are behind something. Let's just.
There we go.
Good. Okay. Right. Community qualities. Now, there is growing demand from our membership that we incorporate equality and diversity work into everything we do. At Community, we also organise around these 5 strands of equalities, and we do that quite heavily. We do that because these groups of workers and people are far more likely to be marginalised, treated less favourably, discriminated against and be unsafe in the workplace. And we do that in a number of ways, and we provide materials and resources for reps and for members to support them at work. And these are things that you can access as well. Now, I just want to introduce you to our Equality Hub. I'm going to drop some links into the chat as soon as I've finished this to our Equality Hub and some useful information as well and some events. Now, on the Equality Hub, it sits on our website and there is a host of resources available to you. Now, these are just some examples. So you've got tackling disability discrimination in the workplace, or you might have anti-Semitism. It's an e-note, so you can learn more about it. There's advice on age discrimination. There's all kinds of things on there. And we do have them under headings, but also some generic things as well. You might do visit our Equality Hub. We are working on it all the time. If you don't find what you're looking for when you're looking for advice, drop me a message and I'll get it put on there. Because these help far more people. If we can make sure, just bear with me a minute, if we can make sure that the hub is practical and it's working for you. So bear with me. Not doing very well here. Right, okay, so what else do? We get involved with politics and policy making. Now, so we consult with the government on legislative changes. We work alongside other organisations who have the same values and equality objects that we do. These places like, sister unions, leading charities, might be your charities that you're working on a campaign, and we can work together to try and progress change that benefits everybody out there. So if something like that is going on in the place that you work, do drop me a line and let's work together, because, together we are actually stronger. This year, amid all the political chaos that we've seen some good results come out. This is including an increase on flexible working, for instance. So next year we should be seeing flexible working requests. You'll be able to request it from day one. And things like more time off for carers as well. We also have affiliation and work with a large number of organisations. As I've said, we work with sister organisations, work with TUC, but also leading organisations like the Fawcett Society to progress the agenda for women. And we do that around all of these strands. And by working together, we have a much greater voice. If this is something that you think you'd like to get involved in, do drop me a line. Let me just come through. So I'm just going to push through to here. Oh, wait a minute. No, All right. So business support. We recently worked with the NSPCC. So when we, if you think that there is something missing equality in your organisation, we can actually help. So we've got resources that we can support you with, but also we can support your business with, and we can put together a package. It doesn't necessarily have to come under recognition, although, you know, that's what we would work towards. We have campaigns. Sidra has just been talking about in your community. We're going to be launching a campaign soon that's with Glasgow City Council. This is in conjunction with what Sidra does. And this is raising awareness about the safety issues in the city around bicycle lanes, for instance. And lastly, I just want to touch on what Nick was talking about. So this is education. So we have community learn, and we also have education, and this is for activists and for representatives. I know that one of you mentioned that you've just been on one of our stage 1 courses at community. We also have equality reps and activists, and we have education routes for them to follow, which so that they become expert in inequalities. And it may be that you can become a rep or you can become an activist, and there's lots and lots of development opportunities out there to get involved with things like in conferences and putting forward motions for TUC, or we've got some networking and development opportunities for LGBT plus workers. We've got Black activist workers that we're supporting to give them development. Young workers, I've got an event that's I'll drop into the chat. So we've got a young worker event that is planned for the 7th of November with community. Again, that's a development opportunity. So any workers, maybe among yourself, if you're under 27, that's how we classify young workers. That's something that maybe you want to promote those young workers that you know and get them involved, because we want them to lead how we work with young workers at community. And let's see, so pretty much this is what they do. So specialist training and education, you've got access to research, you've got access to comms support through equalities, and lots of materials and resources. I'm just going to stop there, and I'm going to just come out of here. How do I stop share? I don't know how I stop share. It's all right. It's a while since I've used this, Nick. I'm going to just drop some things into the chat, things that you may or may not be interested in. I'm running a menopause cafe next Wednesday on World Menopause Day that you might want to attend, or if you know somebody who it might be of interest to attend, I'll pop that into the chat as well. Equality is, like I said, it runs through everything we do at community, so it links into all of the work that we do. Has anybody got any questions for equality at the moment? Let's have a look if there's anything in here.
Nothing's come through at the moment.
Nothing through at the moment.
I'll obviously keep an eye on it to see if anything else comes through.
I'll pop some information into the chat. If you've got any questions, you can write to me, or raise your hand up on this or anything like that. Okay.
That's great. Thank you. Can you just clarify the menopause cafe? Is that next week?
Okay, so I'm running a menopause cafe for members next week. The first one I'm going to run webinar style. Members can just drop in. They'll hear some information about menopause, best practice methods that we see in our workplaces. They can get help if they need help. What I can do is menopause is a really difficult one for our members to tackle. There's no quick fix. Everybody is different. So I thought we wanted to give a space for people to talk about menopause. I know that for me, going to a menopause group was really insightful. So we've opened that up for our members. And the young worker event, this will help young members get involved in how they network. So we're always putting on events like this throughout the year. and it's designed to support members at work. I'm going to drop the invitations into the chat. You'll be able to sign up to any of these events there. Have a look on our Equality Hub at the information. We also have an events page on the website as well that shows all of the events that we've got coming up.
That's great, thank you. I know from some of the work we've done as well, we've got some strong links in Parliament about pushing through menopause things as well, and you know, I would just encourage anyone who is in a workplace where there doesn't seem to be a focus on policies and things like that around this subject, that get in touch with us, because I think it's really interesting, the work that we've already done on promoting policies and support groups and all those sorts of things in your own workplace.
Yeah, you're right, Nick. I mean, we worked with the All Party Political Group, that's an APPG, on menopause when it first started, and with a wonderful MP called Carolyn Harris. And because of that work, there's been a massive reduction on prescription fees, for instance. GPs are getting better training. You know, so we really get stuck in with these sort of things. Yes, brilliant, Linda. That would be amazing. I'm going to pop this into the chat. I'm not very good at multitasking. Multitasking is one of the hardest things to do. But I'm going to pop all the links into the chat. Please sign up to these. If you know any young workers, get them onto the Young Worker event. If you're interested in coming to the Menopause Cafe, you don't have to be going through the menopause. You might just want to find out a little bit more about it and about maybe how to support somebody else. You'd be more than welcome to attend. I'll shut up now.
That's great, thank you, Jen. I know from personal experience as well, it was something that I found really interesting in just having that conversation with other people at work. So yes, as Jen says, I encourage anybody to go. So thank you.
Lovely, thanks very much indeed for that, Jen. Very informative. Are there any questions at all, perspective from anyone on what Jen's had to say at all? Nothing in there at the moment, but yeah, as obviously if anything comes through, I'll pick it up. Yeah, no problem at all. Okay, lovely. Let's move on. Kate Allan has joined us. Kate Allan is one of our regional organisers based in London and the South. Is going to talk about organising. So over to you, Kate, if that's okay.
Okay, thanks very much, Adrian. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I wasn't here a little bit earlier. I've been summoned, so I'm here now. I'm going to talk to you, as Adrian said, around organising. So we have a substantial membership in unorganised workplaces. And when I say unorganised, I mean the workplaces that you guys are currently in, and that we don't have recognition in. So recognition allows the union and its members to be involved in important decisions within the workplace and ensures that all of our members have a voice. Our strength comes from organisation, which ultimately means recruiting more members within the workplace. So this session is about giving you a little bit of advice around how we can grow community in your workplace so we can better help you and your colleagues. Okay, so firstly, there's something that you need to be very aware of, that you have the support from your local organisers across each region. So every region has their own regional office, regional organisers, and they are the people that you would go to first of all. They're your direct contact, so they would be helping you through this process to start setting up. All right, and any interests that you've got, you would go to your regional organiser first and start having the conversations. We've also got a service centre, comms team, political team, the learning team, as you've seen earlier, got the legal team, the equalities, as Jen's just gone through, so our equality team as well. So community is made up of lots and lots of different areas that we're able to help you with. So if any of those, anything that your workplace is currently going through issues with, we do have the right tools to put you in touch with to get those sorted out. Okay. One of the first things that you might want to do when you're looking at this is identify possible new activists. Now, just to be clear, an activist is an active member, which is all of you people that are currently on this call today. So you are instrumental in growing the union within your workplaces. A good task is to look around your colleagues to find who you think would make a good activist alongside you, because when you're looking at a committee of like a union committee, you're looking at more than one person doing this. You know, you're looking for a strong team that's able to pull together and help the rest of your union members out. But first of all, before you look at having your committee, you need to start reaching out to your workplace, basically. So in order for us to gain any recognition within the workplace, we need to show that there is a want for union representation or recognition from the employees. Now, this is normally shown by a recruitment of members. So it's normally conducted by our activists, so that's yourselves. But also what we would look at doing is set up local meetings for interested parties and go through the union as to what it is that we do, what it is that we can provide, and what it is that we've done in similar industries as yourselves. So that would normally be your regional organiser within your area. And normally it's Adrian that comes on those calls as well. So we have little workshops, if you like. So we're actually talking through what it is that we can do for people, okay, and the types of things that recognition means for the workplace. So recognition, as we've said, it leads us to be able to actually do collective bargaining for people, which helps when it comes to organising, because the more people that we had, as I said, the stronger that we're going to be when it comes to dealing with any issues that you've got. All right. We've also got literature and merchandise that we're able to bring along to these to help make us put our point across and to show exactly what it is that we do and how we can help you. Okay, so when you start your recruitment process, some of your colleagues might be a little bit reluctant at first, especially due to the recent cost of living crisis. But before speaking to your colleagues, it's always important to try and consider the reasons that people might be reluctant to join a union, especially, like I say, with the cost that's there. Some people might have had a bad experience, you know, so it's always worth thinking around those things and trying to think how we can act it when we're having this conversation. It's really helpful to remember the reasons that you joined the union yourself, and what drew you to community union specifically, because that can actually help to try and counteract the worries and concerns, especially, like I say, in the current climate that we've got with companies making redundancies or cutting down. You know, it's even more important than ever to make sure that you've got union representation within that place. So another way to pique your employees' interest or your colleagues' interest in the union is by setting up a local campaign. So this is something that we organise around regularly in the job that I do, looking around what issues there are within the workplace. Now, that could be something specific to your workplace, such as there's something that your company doesn't provide you with, or they provide a different part of, like, say, a different strand of your workplace with something, but not you, and it's something that's creating a bit of a problem within the area. We can look at focusing on that and how we can get that rectified. Or it could be a bigger campaign, you know, something that we're running as community. You know, as Jen said before, she's got some menopause kind of hub sessions. So things like that we can actually look at bringing into your workplace as well. Those are the kind of things that we're looking at. What I would say is it is really important when you pick the campaign that you ensure it's something that affects the majority of the workforce, or that it's something that the majority of the workforce would be in favour of supporting. All right, because we need to make sure that it is something that does pique people's interests and gets them involved. All right. So we've got loads and loads of discounts. I know that it's been mentioned earlier about the community website, but if you go on there, you will see the amount of discounts that we have. So that's also something when you are looking at doing your kind of recruitment sessions and things along those lines, to point out what you actually get with being a union member. So I mean, there are loads. I'm not going to go through them all, but what we do have is we've got things like baby bonuses, we've got life change benefit, we've got hardship funds as well. So, you know, like I say, in the current climate that we are in, we do have those support mechanisms available for your colleagues. So, you know, if they are, if giving out that money is something that they are concerned about, it really is, you know, the cost of a nice cup of coffee or something like that, you know, your takeaway on a Friday or something, to make sure that you've got all of that support from us. And to make sure, like I say, with recognition that the company have got that, you know, that other area that they then have to go through. It isn't just companies then making decisions on your behalf without you having a say. It's us actually being there, having a seat at the table to have those conversations, to make sure that our, you know, our members within that workplace are happy with the changes that are going on, and to make sure that you get a voice when it comes to any changes that might be taking place. All right. There's also continued learning opportunities. So I'm sure Sidra and Chris hit on it a bit earlier as well, but you know, we've got online training sessions which assist with continued development. So, and they're in a whole wide range of different types of industries and different types of things, you know, pretty much everybody, no matter what they're looking to find, would be able to find something related to it on those training sessions. And like I say, you can print it off and it will go towards your continued learning development, which is always really useful, and it's included in your membership as well. So also, if you wanted any merchandise or any literature to help you get started with kind of putting the word out for organising here, please contact your local regional organiser who will sort that out for you, or you can put a request in the chat today, and I know Nick will be able to send that out to get that arranged for delivery. All right. As I mentioned earlier, we've got dedicated teams, and one of those is a dedicated comms team to support members organising. And some of the things that that comms team are able to help you with is a literature catalogue. So they've got a digital catalogue that has all of the current literature that's being distributed by us. And it's updated regularly, and it's available to order from the regions. So you can always go online and have a look at that and see what it is that you want specifically. We also have a community online shop. So this is an online store that grants members the ability to purchase community branded merchandise for organising and recruitment. What I would say though, is if you are looking to have any kind of merchandise sent out to you, speak to your regional organiser, all right, because we will be able to arrange that for you. Have a look online and see what, you know, what it is that you want, but then speak to your local regional organiser who'll be able to arrange to get that for you. So it doesn't necessarily cost you lots of money doing that. And then we've got social media. So I'm sure that that's been spoken about already today, but we regularly share lots of good news, exclusive benefits, important dates for the diary that are coming up, you know, mental health, you know, that's very, very prominent, I think, especially today, Mental Health Day. So these type of important dates are things that we want to put out there to the workforce. And then we can help you organise possibly around those certain dates, those key things that are going on. So we can obviously work with Jen and Sidra and the rest of our work colleagues around what it is that we can put on to, again, make organising and visibility of those issues more prominent within your workplace. All right, but they also have Facebook and Instagram, so you can stay up to date with what they're doing. All you've got to do is go and find those and log on. I believe they've got, is it Twitter or X? I don't know whether it's been changed recently. Not that up to date with all of this, but it really does give you all of the different types of information around what it is that we're doing, the campaigns that are going on, you know, just lots and lots of different things, the good news stories that's happening within the area. So please subscribe to those and make sure that you are encouraging your colleagues to subscribe to them as well, so they can see exactly what it is that Community Union are doing for our members. All right. And also we encourage our wider audiences, sorry, put my teeth back in, to share all of that on their Facebook and Instagram pages as well, to make sure that we are getting out there the message as to what good things unions do for their members as well. All right. And also, if you do want to contact the comms team directly, that they do have an email address that you can do that, but I would always advise anything like that, make sure that it goes through your regional organiser and your regional office, because what we'll be able to do is not just provide you with the comms or literature to do it, but actually we will be there supporting you to actually put these sessions on and to make sure that they go as smoothly as we possibly can do. All right. So does anybody have any questions for me?
Thank you, Katie. Nothing's come through at the moment, but if you don't mind, I was just going to highlight some of the things you were talking about there. Now, if I share this, hopefully you can see that. If you are on our website, then you can go to Who Are We and then our sectors, and then you will find the third sector and charity workers sector. And there's a lot more information on there. There's some of the recognitions that we've got, some of the things that you have access to. And if you wanted to find out more, Katie talked a lot about recognition there. You can click here to find out about what that actually is. And that basically means that, you know, community will get more involved with collective bargaining in your workplace. And if you can see here, this handsome folk gentleman here, it does work. We've got one quite recently with International Alert. And also, if you don't know who your regional team is, you can also find this online. So you just scroll down, and wherever you're based in the UK, you can find what your regional office is, phone number, and website, email address there as well.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks, Nick. Also, I did just want to share something, if I can have a look and actually see how to do it. You'd think I'd know how to do this, wouldn't you, Nick?
It's the top right hand corner, just next to the leave button. Don't accidentally click
yeah.
that one.
What, the one that says share? The one
That's
that
the one.
obviously. Yeah, good. Okay. So can everybody see that?
Yes.
Yep, brilliant. So this is a really useful kind of poster that we have as well, which I just wanted to kind of pull your attention to. So when it comes to the kind of recruitment aspect of getting people involved, we do have posters like this, which, you know, go into the top 10 reasons why joining community is a good idea. So obviously it's got a better word of work that we were talking around, better terms and conditions, their help and support, discounts and savings. So support for your community, which, you know, is something that I know Sidra touched on earlier, but it's something that we're doing within all of the regions. A safer workplace, a strong collective voice, opportunities to develop, campaigns you care about, and expanding your network. All right, so there's all of these things. So if you want any posters, like I say, around this or like this, we can do them digitally, or we can send them out to you in the post. So if there is anything that you are interested in, please do get in touch.
Thank you, Katie. I think that's all for now.
Okay. All right, Nick, me to come in. Yeah, just a couple of points to reiterate as well. Thanks, by the way, Kate, and also thanks, Nick, for sort of navigating the website, etc. A couple of things, particularly when you're looking at possibly gaining recognition and talking to colleagues. If you want to set a meeting up with myself, Kate, Mark, we've all done this in the past, either on Teams or in person with colleagues, to find out a bit more about community and whatever, then we'll do that. There's no problem whatsoever. One other thing for members as well, if they're considering joining, we never ever divulge to any employer who our members are, even where we're recognised. Forget GDPR. It's just a matter that we just don't do that. The relationship is between community and the member, or where we're organised with the branch, etc. So, but look, thanks very much for that, Kate, and also for that, Nick. We're fundamentally at the end of the webinar now. If there are any questions, further questions, as you say, please feed that in. We hope that you have found this useful. What we are also keen on, this is the first one we've done in this sector. So don't be afraid to tell us whether you did find it useful, or if you didn't, or what we should be doing in the future, or how we should change it. All of those sorts of things are welcome, because we do want to make these worthwhile. But as I say, hopefully you found a large chunk of this very useful. The other thing, as I mentioned at the start, was we're building the sector. It's going really well, but we also want to build it further for the future. But that's not the likes of the full-time staff that have been on this call, myself included, is that it's really yourselves as activists involved in the sector that we want to deliver, to assist us in delivering the messages that you want. And as you say, whether that's industrially, politically, then, you know, we'll take that wherever we go. The other important point is how we then develop this sort of grouping, if you like, to go forward. Well, I think Rita's on the call. We've had a couple of attempts at this as well, which have, you know, brought in some success. But again, it's how you see things developing from there. Thanks to all the contributors. Really appreciated that. Sorry, Jen, did you want to?
Hello, I was just going to say, because I'm working on a plan at the moment for how we have a more fine-tuned development route for activists. I mean, all of you will, you know, be interested in this. But if you've got any suggestions for training that you'd like to see community give, you know, you might not see it when you're looking through Community Learn, or it might not be on the rep training calendar. If there's something you want to say, please let us know. You know, you are members, we are led by our members, so it's really important, you know, that what you feel would benefit you, we're able to give you. Okay,
Lovely, thanks a lot, Jen. Okay, look, without further ado, if there are no other questions at all, Nick, or comment?
No, nothing at this time.
Okay, look, thanks very much for everyone attending, and hopefully we'll speak again soon. Very much. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Adrian. I'll just finish by saying I will be sending out that questionnaire. If everyone could send that back to us, just take a couple of minutes just to let us know how the next one would go. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much for everyone attending. Thank you to all the speakers, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.